Welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Trails Beyond the Horizon with Kellador. We got through our first set of rounds. We're about to see what new desserts pop up, and then talk to everybody again. I wonder, do we have cooking? We do not have cooking yet. Okay. They say this is the Empire's ultimate dessert. The Empress of Chocolate Cakes herself, the Sachertorte. I actually know what that is. I've made one before. I wonder if they used apricot in here, or if they just did the ganache and then pour the thicker melted chocolate so it makes a shell around the outside. I don't know. We'll find out. My, you certainly know your stuff. It was made fresh in the Empire just this morning and air-delivered here. Shall I cut you a piece? Accepting a slice of Sachertorte will change the location of some characters and provide new topics of discussion. Good, that's just what we want.
That rich, decadent butter cake slathered in a smooth, lustrous ganache. I hear it's even been soaked in a sweet and deliciously tart apricot jam. I'm drooling just thinking about it.
Yep, they made it the traditional way. Alright, that's kind of cool, actually.
Did I get a piece? Wait, no, 2 pieces?
I'll take the entire cake!
What the crap?
Hello, Van. Doesn't this cake look exceptionally yummy? I'd love to be able to take it home and share it with Nutty and Swin, but it'll probably get eaten up here, huh? What a shame.
Sir?
Dead of cute. And Lapis knows it. She's gonna make everybody dead of cute.
It's fine. You can give it to her.
Poor Van.
Thanks! I'll take it then. Wow, that cake Lapis had looked delicious! Can I get some too? Van?
I failed you, my Empress.
It'll be all right, sir. We have a second one ready in the back. I'll go prepare it.
Shortly thereafter, Van got a slice from the backup Sachertorte the maid brought out. Prize in hand, he took the time to slowly savor its rich, delicate sweetness. Lapis tried to get more, but he stopped her. The conversations are still flowing. At this point, I kind of just want to grab a coffee and put my feet up. But, like I thought, there really is a lot going on here. Guess I ought to keep sniffing out leads. Okay, let's go talk to the maid again. Thanks for pulling out the backup. The Sachertorte's gone already? My apologies. I'll make sure we have more available next time. No, that's okay. I got my slice. We're cool. I've brought out some additional dishes, both sweet and savory. All of them come from renowned establishments. Please enjoy them to your heart's content. This is where we'll be serving our additional dishes. We've prepared fresh drinks as well, so please let us know if there is something you would like. Oh, who do we talk with first? Is it just me, or is the food running out faster than we anticipated? Just to be on the safe side, I'll arrange for some extra dishes to be brought out. Well, you didn't count on a bottomless pit of a doll. I think we'll just start on this side and work our way around the horn. Hey, Kev, what you got going on? I see. So your dialects both originate from the northeastern regions of central Zemuria. Seems so. That's the place my grandpappy was born and raised, after all. And you mentioned being from Emeros, right, Kevin? Yup. One of the middlemost of the free cities, right to the south of Arteria. Wasn't a lot of people who sound like I do, though. You'd find more of them in the boonies up northways. Funny, I once had a Liberlian merchant for a client, and she mentioned having roots in the free cities too. Think I know just the gal you're talking about. You sure do cast a wide network though, Arkride. Even got all chummy with two of my colleagues through Master Bearguard, right? And now, you've got a whole nother slew of names to add to the list. Yeah, well, chummy is a strong word in those cases. But, yeah, between the Thor's crew and Iron Blood number 1, it's been a lot of first meetings. Even you I haven't seen in a while. For someone content to stay cooped in his narrow little slice of Edith, though, this sort of thing's way out of my comfort zone. Oh, hooey! You got friends in high places from the guild to the CID, and your inside tracks under the table go deeper than just Hayway. To say nothing of his connections at Marduk. All of it can be attributed to his personal magnetism, I'm sure. Can you lay off the overselling before it puts me smack dab in the middle of Elsheim and Ikaruga's crosshairs? Throw some Liberlian royals or Erebonian witches in on top of that, and then I'll really have a meltdown. All right. Keep your shirt on. Yeesh. I'd rib about you jinxing it for yourself, but you genuinely sound worn slap out over this. Unsurprising. In for a reg, in for a selge is a core tenet of Mr. Arkride's style, as it were. Well, not to sound like Master Bearguard, but if it means forging more ties, that's something to be valued. Friendly advice, though, you might want to rein back on cozying up to that den of snakes. Sorry to come down so hard. It's not like I don't have my fair share of contacts there. Too. But even if I'd take them over the cult or Armada, some of the heretics they got are nothing to laugh about. That includes a handful you're all too familiar with, like your good pal, the Oathbreaker. Familiar and pal are also strong words there, but I get what you're trying to say. Ain't something you gotta hammer in with me, though. I only ever judge people for the people they are. Still, I'd watch my step. Wouldn't want to get into hot water with your old self now, would I? Oh, I've long washed my hands of that. Just try to keep off his Iscariot's radar, alright? Ooh, boy. Underneath the goofball exterior, he's still a top-class Gralsritter through and through. And according to Marduk's data, he went by a more grisly title until 6 years ago. The past is the past. What matters is how one lives in the present. Though perhaps that rings a bit odd coming from me, of all people. Oh, Rizette. Mirabelle, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? Oh, hush up and take the hug. I swear, you really are such a... Mirabelle, please, we're in public. Oh, don't mind the rubberneckers. Giving you a big old squeeze is my only order of business right now. This is all a misunderstanding. Man, what a sight to behold. Friendship between women is a beautiful thing. Not like I disagree, but I don't want to see you trying to worm your way in between them. Got it? Of course! That'd be a crime even the goddess wouldn't forgive. But, Arkride, don't you think it's kind of harsh to suspect a priest of thinking stuff like that? No, Kevin. Anyhow, it's not like I'm a stranger to seeing wholesome moments like that one. I remember a childhood friend of mine being absolutely smothered with affection because of how cute she was. I've known Rosette for a long time. I know all sorts of things about how she operates. On top of that, I've been looking after her since back when she wasn't able to move on her own. So I feel like I understand her spirit better than anyone. Yup, definitely gonna give that girl another hug later. That's Mirabelle. I suppose you could say she's the overly affectionate type. But still, I'm the person who I am today because she stuck by my side. Mirabelle has been watching over me for a long time, since even before I obtained my current body. I suppose she might have developed a special attachment to me because of that. In that regard, I can't say I dislike this brazen side of her at all. It's an expression of how she truly feels. Aw, Rosette. Yo, Arkride! Making the rounds again? Hustle never stops for you, does it? I could stand to learn much about driving business from a self-employed man such as yourself. This ain't about talking shop. Your little trio just had so much combined fishiness that I could practically see the stink lines. Sounds rich coming from me, I know, but on some level, I'm the most stand-up guy here. Might have to give you that one. The both of us do share a dark history, as well as an association with a certain letter of the alphabet. I do seem to recall appealing to the Azure Chevalier during my tenure as the Noble Alliance's Chief of Staff in the Civil War. Oh, yeah. That did happen. Maybe put it in a way that doesn't make us sound like a bad situationship, though. It's true that there's no particular amity between us. Even so, fate has tied us together, however loosely. With your freelancing practice underway, I'm sure the time will come when I will have need to hire you. Use and abuse me, more like. So, what are you mixed in with these two for? Hashing out that contractor work Mirabelle brought up? It is as you surmise, yes. There are some minor points to discuss now that they, like you, are external testers for Marduk Total Security Company. Well, in my case, I can't really expect a lot of backing, so I'm getting some from them in exchange for a trial running a new, well, let's call it a vehicle. You know the situation with Lapis well enough that I have no need to explicate mine any further. Though it bears mentioning that it is largely due to the goodwill of Maester Jorg that after his transfer to Marduk. Again with the casual secret spilling. Not that Ren hasn't filled me in on that. As for this trial run, I think I'm catching on. Guess it has to do with where you're headed after this. My lips are zipped. At any rate, Marduk has made external testers of us all. Now, let's say we capitalize on this opportunity to deepen our bonds of camaraderie. Pass! So delightfully in sync. I'll be expecting great things from you all. Say, Arkwright, I hear you're really into cars. Is that true? Yeah, I suppose you could say I'm a bit of a gearhead. I even drove here in my beloved Nightbreaker. Put a lot of elbow grease into customizing her. I think we're gonna get along just fine. Always been a bit of a nut when it comes to orbital bikes and stuff, too. Well, yeah, you have. You kind of had input into designing and testing the very first one, Crow. If we get the chance, might be nice to show off our machines and have a chat about our favorite rides. A man after my own heart. I'll be looking forward to it. Now that I think about it, I did hear Armbrust had a hand in the development of orbital bikes in the Empire. Actually, that's not all. He had a whole different kind of ride he was pretty fond of, too. You know, I bought a new bike for work just a little while ago. Made some customizations of my own, too. Glad to know we've got more in common than just work, Ark cried. Emoji cat, I cannot use both hands to pet you all the time. By the way, you're Swin and Nadia's boss, aren't you? Heard the two of them were taking a trip back home. You planning to meet up with them somewhere? Yes, although that's not to say I'll be following them to their hometowns. We were already arranged to meet elsewhere. In fact, I believe they should be setting out for there shortly. Ah, okay. Guessing you'll be headed that way soon too, then. Meeting up elsewhere, huh? From how he worded it, doesn't sound like they'll be getting together at one of their usual haunts. But as for where that is or what they're up to, I ain't got a damn clue. Those two are going to have quite a long journey ahead of them, and immediately following their homecoming trip, no less. Well, they're both used to traveling. Moreover, I believe Nadia will be pleased with the location. I don't foresee any issues on that front. If there's any cause for concern, it will be about what happens after we meet up. You assisted with the good Meister's relocation as well, did you not? Rest assured, he was able to comfortably settle into a workshop back home, all thanks to your efforts. Why, if you're feeling up to it, perhaps you should drop by and give him a visit. Do we have to? Oh, Van! That cake earlier was absolutely delectable. It makes me wish I paid the original shop a visit with Nadia while infiltrating the Imperial capital 2 years back. I don't even know where to start with that sentence. But, wait. You ate the whole thing already? Look, specialty cakes like that are something master patissiers pour their entire souls into. Munch, munch. So they call these millefeuilles. The creaminess, the crispiness, it's to die for. Listen, you. They're there, Van. But wow, Lapis, you sure have a big appetite. I remember you staring holes into the food at Montmartre, too, back when you were a fairy. Seconds away from drooling, even. The sorry sight had Yume dead set on feeding you. Even in her previous body, she was an unfathomable glutton. But this new stage of development likely allows her to consume more than ever before. Bad news for Swin and Nadia's savings, though I'll bet a certain rook's got a nest egg hidden away. Oh, you snagged yourself some Sachertorte too. The place it came from's gained a real high-end rep over its long history. Must be a rare treat, even for an Erebonian. Actually, a close relative of mine has a fondness for it, so I do get some from her on occasion. She's been holding off nowadays, though, out of consideration for her weight. Her latest fixation is pretzels, per the recommendation of our Crossbellin acquaintance. Oh, now you've got my attention. Pretzels are made from a totally different type of dough, I hear. Fill me in on what those are exactly? A pretzel is a dense, chewy bread made by twisting dough, then baking it. From sweet and savory salted honey to crispy, bacon-wrapped, every kind is worth a try. Oh, that does sound tasty, and a good fit for field rations, too. Yeah, one theory even says that they were first made in monasteries as shelf-stable food during the Dark Ages. They've all eaten so much, and yet their dessert discussions are no less lively for it. I'm sure it would be even livelier were Milliam and Yuna here. Indeed. I've been traveling around lots of places with Rufus, and everywhere we go, I get to try all kinds of sweets, not just pretzels. Considering this is Lapis we're speaking of, every restaurant she visits is at great risk of being out of business. I believe Milliam and Yuna would be exceedingly jealous were they to catch wind of this. Ever since I came to the Republic, I've seen so many new kinds of sweets. But I'm super curious about the ones Lapis has tried while traveling too. Aren't you wondering about that too, Van? Now that you mention it, yeah. Once I've saved up enough Mira, maybe I'll tour the continent and try out all the sweets Zemuria has to offer. Either way, I want to hear the details from you later, Lapis. Sure, fine by me. He's looking at me so intensely, it's a little scary. Rufus has taken me to lots of places, and I've tried lots of different foods at every stop. If I had to recommend somewhere to you, it's gotta be Valis. Oh, but if I'm recommending Valis, I guess that means that Thorndyke guy could also give you some tips? Hold up. You really asking me to talk to Thorndyke about sweets? Of all people. I like the sweets from back home and all, but there sure are a lot of different kinds of sweets in the world, huh? This past year, I've learned about so many things I never would have known while I was still living in the village. And after meeting all these people here, I will learn about new stuff even more. Your passion for sweets is truly remarkable, Mr. Arkwright. There is someone very close to me who also has an insatiable sweet tooth. But, how should I put this? I can sense how driven you are. I'll take that as a compliment. Not a bad thing to be passionate about what you love. It is an honor to meet you once again, young Divine Blade. Neither the Empire's campaign nor the subsequent crisis in Crossbell would have reached a resolution were it not for you. Oh no, I couldn't have done it without the help of all my friends and allies. Bergard and Marduk had a hand in things too, I'm told. Indeed, though Marduk's cooperation was more closely aligned with Operation Mille Mirage. We called upon the various Jaeger Corps across Zemuria and facilitated their contact with the Weissland army. I hadn't realized. If anyone could have pulled that off, it's your company. As for myself, being unable to act in any official capacity, a modest bit of assistance to the Radiant Wings was the best I could provide. This hardly compensates for that, but allow me to express how proud I am of what Gaius was able to accomplish with all of you. It just doesn't get more dependable than him, even compared to the rest of Class 7. He was so sure you had passed away, all the way up until late last December, was it? Yes. Our first reunion in 3 years. I had expected some measure of anger, but instead he simply embraced me without so much as a word. A finer disciple than I deserve, that one. That sounds like him, all right. I made Father Gaius' acquaintance the other day as a result of Marduk's technological partnership with the Church. He is as exceptional a youth as they claim. Diligent in his self-betterment and as mighty as any dominion. Above all is his ability to become one with the wind. Would that my sister could follow his example. Wait, are you saying? Ah, yes. I've heard tell of this from their elder. But supposedly, the people of the Nord Highlands share a common ancestor with the Kruga. Yes, though not at all a recent one. Our connection is best described as that of distant kinsmen. Around 1,000 years ago, during the chaos after the Great Collapse, the Nord tribe migrated from the Central East to northwestern Zemuria. The Kruga, on the other hand, remained in the Central East, with each tribe vowing to act as protectors of their respective regions. I never knew. Such is also written in the Testaments, making it more fact than mere folklore. It is due in part to my curiosity over that very verse that I was compelled to travel to Nord. And you ended up finding another disciple there. Call that fate at work. From what I hear, the Nord tribe taps into the breath of the winds, and the Kruga flames. Apparently, those winds did their part in helping the Empire's curse blow over. So, exactly what role are the flames meant to play? Well, You've grown, Van, pressing such an incisive point at this of all moments. Truly have you done credit to your reputation as a dropout disciple, to put it in Mother Celis and Father Leon's terms. Well, excuse me for not being a valedictorian. And for the record, compared to Gaius, those two are practically still thumb-sucking little rugrats themselves. Now, be at ease. Consider this a friendly student rivalry of sorts. How? Leon disses me like a stab to the jugular. Regardless, I have already distanced myself from the Kruga tribe's charge. It will have to be Ferida who gives the answer you seek. Or rather, who uncovers it alongside you all. Forget it. Dancing around a topic's nothing new for you. My apologies, but this is genuinely the best I am able to answer. Although, there is more I can divulge were you to become her groom, and thus a brother of the Kruga. Whoa! Warn a guy before you start busting out the crazy hypotheticals. And since when have you ever smiled like that? If looks could kill, it'd be capital murder. An overactive imagination on your part. Looks like expectations weigh heavy on him. In every direction, at that. Much like yourself in the recent past. Do try to foster a cordial relationship, if you could. Of course, I was already hoping to. Alright, that's probably about all I can poke and prod around about. Looks like the cogs are turning in more places than I imagined. Well, whatever. Time to break this off and kick back with a good cup of joe. Selecting Take a Coffee Break from the travel menu will cause the main story to advance. Well, nope. We still have these guys to talk to again. Say what you will, Van, but it's good to see you making the rounds with everyone. True, there may be those here who are just as wary of becoming involved with you as they are of Marduk, but even so, I'm sure that if you take this opportunity to form good connections, it will be beneficial to you in the future. Knowing you, I'm certain you'll be able to form fast friendships here, particularly with the people from Thor's. By the way, I heard you got some kind of business to attend to after this? If I had to guess, I'd say it's got something to do with the current state of things, just like you being invited to this field test. Any chance I'm right? Yes, that's correct. We were given an invitation by a source that I probably shouldn't name. Can't really get more specific than that. But anyway, we accepted primarily because there are things we want to find out for ourselves. Once we meet up with our other companions, we hope we'll be allowed to move around as we see fit. After we complete our business, of course. Must be talking about friends who didn't come with him from the Empire. Guess some of them are in the Republic already. If that's the case, you might end up needing a hand from someone living locally, don't you think? Yes, well, knowing someone in the area certainly will make things easier for us. For now, a friend of ours working in the Republic is expected to handle those arrangements. Nice. Sounds like you got it covered. But if you end up needing any help on the Republic side, don't hesitate to ask, yeah? Thanks. It's reassuring to hear you say that. It does make me feel a little guilty for not being able to share any details with you, though. The way he's talking, I think I've got a good idea who Schwarzer is planning to meet up with. Guess it all hinges on where they plan on taking action. Well, if it comes down to it, I might be able to offer some indirect support through his connections. And we all know that he's meeting Toa. Because she was in Daybreak 2, scoping things out and giving us some information. Sorry I can't share any more with you than I already have. Nonetheless, I want to thank you for your kind offer. Depending on the circumstances, I might have to take you up on it. The two of us meeting here like this must be fate. If you ever need assistance, we'll gladly lend a hand. Now that we've had this chance to talk, I think I'm starting to understand why Fee and Toa trust him. If you wish to learn about the Kruga way of life, you ought to observe Ferida as she discovers it for herself. Naturally, were you to become my brother-in-law, there would be more I could divulge, but you will need to be prepared to face the consequences. Not to single you out in particular. Any man who would become Ferida's husband will need to demonstrate to me the depths of their commitment. You've got a real sister complex there, you know that? Well, there's a bit of an age gap between Van and Ferry. That would just be weird. Can we not go there? Alright, take a coffee break. Moving on, we've talked to everybody, we've done all the things, we've made the rounds, we ate all the sweets. Let's go.
I'm glad to see everyone enjoying themselves so thoroughly. If I could have all your attention for a moment, I'd like to say a few words. Firstly, I would like to once more offer my sincere gratitude to everyone for their cooperation in our trial. Though we had some concerns due to the tight schedule the products were made under, the data from the test results surpassed our expectations. Over the next few days, we will work to fix any and all issues that were discovered and have an update as soon as possible. So, to both our external testers and to our guests, I'd like to extend my heartfelt hope that we continue our mutually beneficial relations.
I'm really not sure what to think about all this.
Yeah, he reminds me a little too much of the head of the Black Workshop. Still holding out hope this place isn't nearly as bad, though.
Even so, I can't help but feel it has just as many secrets.
Yikes. I was definitely the right guy to send here. Poor Gaius just ain't cut out for this shady stuff, and Celeste probably would have ended up leveling the building somehow.
Knowing her, you're probably right. But then again, are you really so different?
I'm certainly very thankful for this new body. But we owe a fair bit because of it now, don't we?
Indeed. It wasn't simply a gift from the Meister. It was also a bit of a clever trap for us by the general manager, or perhaps even the C-suite.
As I'm sure you're all aware, our company is in full cooperation with the Republic's bold new initiative. However, due to a majority of our internal resources being allocated there are certain tasks we've been unable to deal with.
Uh-oh.
As such, some of you may find yourself contacted with a proposition in the days to come. Of course, we've no intention of forcing any of you. If you happen to be interested, however, we'd gladly welcome your continued cooperation.
She okay?
I remember hearing that Altina works with the Empire's branch of the Epstein Foundation.
That's right. Is it perhaps... I can't really say much about it. Just think of it as another one of our general manager's sneaky little tricks.
But that's enough business talk for the evening. For now, we've prepared hotel rooms for all of you. Your accommodations are at a high-end hotel in the center of Levance. I invite you to rest there and recover from your exertions. Oh, pardon me. My apologies for the interruption. However, I've just received some news I suspect all of you will be interested in as well. A live broadcast from Calvert has begun airing. I'll take the opportunity to put it up on a monitor so we can watch.
Now, as per the sudden announcement from the presidential office, the launch of the second orbital rocket is about to take place. As outlined in the initial plan, this will be a trial run to confirm pilot safety for the manned flight planned in the third launch.
Wait, what?
Wasn't the launch scheduled for 2 weeks from now?
It would appear the schedule was bumped up.
It seems preparations are complete and they're ready to begin the countdown.
We've been granted access to the on-site 3D camera. Ms. Alton, please switch the feed over to the AR system.
Oh, come on! You can't just dump that on me out of nowhere. At least we're gonna have the best seats in the house.
Oh dear.
This the same AR tech from the trial?
Beginning countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
We're back.
That's as far as the AR was able to follow from the 3D camera feed. The rest, we'll just have to watch from the camera on the satellite.
A place that even Elysium was unable to reach.
Yeah.
Well, this all ties directly back into Reverie.
A humanoid unit, huh?
Which means the actual thing they want to send up there must be...
One of the Republic's assault frames. But wouldn't its balance be a problem?
This is the comms and observation satellite, Prometheus 4. Connection with the simulated manned flight frame, EXD completed. Cockpit temperature, 68 degrees. Airtight shield, functional. Oxygen ratio, nominal. Return mission will begin after designated 24-hour observational period.
Oh dear.
I hereby declare Part 1 of Project Star Taker's second phase complete. Provided the EXD unit's return is successful, we'll proceed immediately to Phase 3. Today's launch was moved forward without notice. However, we plan to have the presidential office issue an announcement prior to the next one. I expect we won't keep you waiting for long. And as always, we ask for your continued support for this project.
This has been live coverage from the command center at Zeku Space Base. We'll have more details on the project schedule once the test dummy's return mission is complete.
Shall we hurry back to the Republic?
Yeah, looks like things are really gonna start speeding up from here on.
I've completed my interim reports, so I'm free to return to my transfer assignment.
That's great! Let's all go back together then. Kasim, Mirabelle, Mr. Thorndyke, thank you for all your help.
After seeing that test dummy, there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, it's probably the real reason behind our unofficial invite to the Republic.
Along with your partners, right?
Oh.
Right. My machine was brought from the Imperial Airport, disguised as civilian airship cargo. You brought yours in from the Free Cities, is that right?
Yeah, I just finished setting up a cozy little spot for myself there. Thanks to all this, I owe the local authorities a huge favor now, though. But the Republic really went out of its way to take care of all the costs and negotiations involved in this trip.
That begs the question, why are they so eager to have you in Basel? And I must say it worries me that Rufus is also active again now of all times.
I know what you mean, but I don't think he'll be making the same kind of suspicious plays that he did 2 years ago.
Worrying about that guy's motives is a waste of time. He seems to be on the same page as that manager guy for now, anyway. Oh, but that reminds me. What was all that about before?
I'm guessing something's happening with the Epstein Foundation?
Yes. In fact, I just received word from Chief Plato that...
Tio!
Hey everyone! Over here!
Mint? They brought back Mint, of all people.
The time is nigh. The 8 leaves must come together as one, and cut a path to the land where the heavens turn. It is after your fateful clash with the Black God that you will find your true blade.
Hold the phone?
I can't stop thinking about how strange that space program is. Not only that, but the fact they were so easily able to reach somewhere even Elysium couldn't is shocking. What are we going to do, Rufus?
Given the way things are at the moment, I don't intend to make any big moves. Besides, we still need to get your new body sorted out. For now, we'll meet up with Swin and Nadia as planned. We can treat it as a little vacation.
Okay. I wonder what Nadia and Swin will think of my new body.
Don't know what your previous one looked like, but I can say for certain that this one is just jam-packed full of cute. That Rosenberg guy doesn't mess around. And of course, it helps that you're such a charming little lady on your own, too.
Why, I'm glad you agree. You know, your name isn't too bad either. 70 points? No, definitely a 69 on the cuteness index.
Hey now, ain't that kind of stingy? And what did my poor name do to lose that extra point?
The fact that she acts without regard for others' feelings is simply part of her charm. And just for reference, my name scored an 85.
Just had to rub it in, didn't you? Man, I'm catching it from all sides today. For real, though, I'm grateful for the ride. Even if I'm only going to the Levance airport, I really wanted to avoid all the bells and whistles of a Marduk send-off.
It's my pleasure. However, given who you are, I imagine you could have flown anywhere you wanted without help. Fifth Dominion, the Thousand-Hand Guardian. Or perhaps you've changed your title again. I suspect what you were looking for wasn't just a ride, but a chance to discuss something with us away from prying ears?
Huh?
You got me. Figures that I couldn't pull one over on the top dog of the Ironbloods, the villain who plotted against the world. I couldn't talk about this earlier since Arkwright's master was there. But now, it's time for us bad guys to make some moves. You see, I've got a job to do. I'd like to hire you to help out. What do you say?
Rufus is so delightfully gray. It's wonderful.
Perhaps I stirred the pot a bit too much. All of their selection as test members was entirely up to the risk management AI. But, well, I suppose it's true that we were able to resolve a number of outstanding issues thanks to them.
You can be a real slimeball when you want to be. You could have at least told Reset the truth, you know?
It was a necessary step, considering what lies ahead. First, the President's office pushed Phase 2 up without any advance notice. And now, taking into account the schedule for Phase 3 they just sent us, we're only barely going to make it in time.
But that's... Ugh! What is that good-looking, good-for-nothing president even thinking? I don't care what kind of shifty stuff is going on behind the scenes. Ain't he rushing just a bit too much?
Even so, if we were to push back at all, everything we've worked for may just go up in smoke. We can leave the issue of the Garten entirely to the Foundation, so I want everyone to devote their full focus to this. We simply must bring forth all the resources we can muster, all for the Republic's dear Project Startaker. Or perhaps I should call it the President's plan to drive a blade into the heavens.
Oh. That green hair. Campanella? Grendel Zolga, Gerard. Yes, Campanella.
Stupendous. Things are getting even more fun than I'd hoped.
Campanella? Just what is the meaning of this? I got your message. I thought we agreed that you'd be helping with this, so why are you pulling out at the last second?
Sorry, my bad. I just got really busy here all of a sudden. Everything on the surface has gotten so complicated. I don't have any time left to be helping out behind the scenes.
It's far too late to back out now. Besides, isn't Harwood freed up? I'm well aware that someone needs to act as an observer, but just leave it to him and easily.
Well, that'll be tough. Seeing as the old man left on a business trip yesterday, he asked me to just keep things moving along.
What?
Yep. He said it was part of the third plan and approved by you-know-who. And thanks to that, I'm utterly swamped with work. The best I can do is help you out here and there in my spare time.
Forget it. I don't need your help. Damn you, Harwood. I cooperate with you on every possible occasion, and this is what I get in return? Fine. Since it's come to this, I'll simply have to go to the enforcers who are available, even if they're still wet behind the ears.
The new enforcers? I don't think our two newest members are really in a state to help at the moment. Might be kinda tough for most of the others, too. But these two might just have a bit of time.
Oopsie! Sorry, Campy. Have to pause the stream real quick, you know?
Greetings. It would appear you're in the middle of your observation duties. I take it you're looking for assistance?
Perceptive as usual. I like it. That said, I'm not the one in need of help this time around. I'd like you two to give the professor a hand with his project.
Ah, it was something to do with Marduk, if I recall correctly.
That prof? Well, I guess I do owe him a favor, so as long as he's cool with me working remotely.
Much appreciated. Even though this isn't a front and center job, it's still very important. After all, it's part of her final plan. The long-awaited third phase, the eternal recurrence plan.
Okay, there was a lot there. All right, that's the end of the prologue. Taking Valhalla by storm.
Those are impressive results.
Can't complain with that.
So there were a couple of things there. Reen's message, I assume from his master, about facing the Black God. Shizuna, who's part of the Ikaruga, her style, instead of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is the Black God 1 Blade school. So there's something going on there that his master's talking about. President Gramhart talking about stabbing a sword into the heavens? If Adios isn't a god and it is a space station, then there could literally be an attack being planned. And if the Grand Master of Ouroboros is talking about the eternal recurrence plan, that lends credence to a time loop theory encasing Zemuria, not necessarily the whole world, until a desired outcome is in effect. And Campanella looked like he was in a high-tech spot overseeing things. If he's aboard the space station already on a job for the Grand Master, that would be something else entirely. Oh boy. We'll see. They're pulling a lot of threads together in a lot of different ways. We'll see how that all plays out. Anyway, S rank for the one job that we did. You can acquire Spriggan points by completing 4 SPGs and making optimal choices during the chapter. When you reach a certain point, your rank goes up. There are 15 ranks and you get special items. And we will be aiming for AAA status.
Didn't mean to draw so much attention.
Reen's stats have risen to being Employee of the Month, but he doesn't even work for us. What are you doing? At the end of the chapter, character who performed the most proficiently in combat will be awarded the title Employee of the Month. All right. Ouroboros what now? Okay, we're going to save there, and we'll come back tomorrow with the next section. See you then.